Hey there, my name is Joyce, or you can call me J1ting. Growing up as a child in Singapore, my life revolves a lot around food. And that's when I fell in love with the melting pot of cultures and heritage of food. It makes me wonder if someday I am able to collect a catalogue of recipes for my families and friends to share. This year, I decided to plunge myself to rediscover my childhood adventures. So, welcome to a new food series with me. Welcome to Cookbook with Jay. Christmas is around the corner, and more than just the fun and the feasting, it's also a fantastic time to look back, reflect, and be thankful of the little things in life. For me, I'm super thankful for my friends and my family, and I can't wait to spend a cozy Christmas with them. Talking about feasting, I'm on the lookout for good festive menu, and today we have award-winning Chef Ivan! Who else but Chef Ivan, who is always coming up with great creation of dishes. He is back by popular demand. Anything else you want me to add on, Chef Ivan?
I'm ready for your cheesiness. Bring it on, man.
He's ready for the challenge with Morinaga cheese, so let's go! Hello, Chef.
Hello again.
Before we start, right, so what do you normally do on Christmas?
I'll be working. Most of the time, we'll be dealing with all of our customers who want to share a little bit of their Christmas joy with us. So anyway, we're going to cut through all the pleasantries today because we got a lot to do. We're going to be using, again, our two favorite cheeses, of course, the Eco Plus Shredded and Stretch Mix G. I prepared one big bowl for you today. And this one, of course, this ME4. So ME4 has kind of actually wandered its way into my kitchens already. So ME4 itself has different flavors, right? They have, you have the Gouda, you have cheddar, you have mascarpone and the Parmesan. So it's a very full-bodied cheese. So we need your help today because we'll be doing two dishes. Alright, so we have a starter. There's actually potatoes. I've actually prepared this beforehand. This potatoes will go into the oven later, but potatoes and cheese is a marriage made in heaven.
Yes, yes.
Of course, we have a slightly fancy ravioli with lobster. So you'll be helping me to make the raviolis and its fillings.
Of course, something that's very different from episode 1 is that I will be a bit more useful this time.
So the potatoes, I've actually sliced them thinly just to kind of speed up the cooking process. So this will take about 12 minutes, 15 minutes into the oven. Before we do this, it needs fat, right? So you have butter, then you have pepper. Right? We don't need the salt, okay? Because we're gonna have the salt replacement using your favorite.
We did this in episode 1.
Yeah.
Just bake the Eco Plus Shredded Stretch Mix G.
Yes, correct. So this one was actually done about 180 degrees, 20 minutes. Okay, what we're gonna do is that we're gonna make kind of like a powder.
Can I do it?
You can do this? Okay,
yeah. I will make myself useful.
So we're gonna put a generous dollop of butter over the potatoes. And you want to put on the cracked pepper. So we actually want to have this back onto the potatoes when it's done. Right, just to give it a nice color to it as well.
Oh, right. And a bit of crispiness on top.
Yes. Right. So it's going to be like this whole packet into the oven.
It will melt the
Exactly, and you'll cook the potatoes. The ravioli skin itself is actually relatively easy as well.
Okay.
You just need to get 285 grams of any flour. Okay, so we want 4 yolks to 2 full eggs. Okay.
How do you know the things that's going through my mind is like...
I saw the formula for me, the equations forming on the top of the head. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna very gently bump it into the center. So we want to take a fork. Okay, so you need to fold it into the center.
Fold.
Yeah. So you have the crusting parts on the sides, right? So you want to bring it in, yeah. You want to have it evenly mixed up. So the color, the brightness, or the bright yellow comes from the yolks. That's why we need more yolks.
Oh.
Yeah, right? We want to add a little bit of salt. So this part actually helps to bring out the gluten, right? Which is necessary for the stretch to happen. We're going to need this. A good indicator is when the dough stops sticking to your hands. So we're going to put this one side.
Oh, not yet. Here.
That's one of the reasons why I never like to do anything that's got to do with pastry.
Why?
Because I find it quite a contradiction when the chef is the one working and the dough gets the rest. No? Not cheesy enough for you?
What's next, Chef?
Okay, so right now we're going to make the fillings for the ravioli. Out of all the pastas, there's a reason why I chose the ravioli.
Why?
Why? Because it's got the most filling. mind for this Christmas. We're gonna use cannoli beans as the filling. We're gonna just add a little bit of pepper, okay, salt. Okay, so this one is actually mashed garlic pureed and pickled with a little bit of vinegar.
Wow.
Okay, we're gonna have some of this
episode
Eco Plus. Okay, so this
One,
is the rest
this
for
is
you
a
to top
bit-
up. So wasabi has a very nice numbing, earthy spice to it. Right, almost similar to black pepper. But just that its spice has two very distinct difference. One of that is actually the earthy back notes, and then you have the front notes, the front palates as well. Yeah, we're gonna mash the beans in the blender later.
Oh, then the cheese.
Yes. So now we're gonna add in the ME4 sauce. All right. So what I'm looking for is a texture whereby it's easily pliable, because we want to put it into the piping bag and we put it into the raviolis as we work along, right? Then we'll put this in the blender just to let it work a little bit, and then we're gonna add in the lobster. We're gonna cut the lobster into different chunks. This whole recipe is so easy, right? You can actually kind of replace the seafoods with every other seafood, because seafoods and cheeses are kind of like a marriage made in heaven again. Perfect pairing. Crab is great, or even go crazier, Alaskan king crabs. Yeah. So basically the feelings are all the same stuff, right? It's just the taste profiles, the consistency of the textures are most important. That's all.
Put whatever that makes you happy. So your feelings are happy, your feelings are happy too.
All right.
I know what's next, Chef.
What?
You need a piping bag.
Fantastic, you read my mind. Okay, so we're gonna put this in a piping bag. We're gonna spoon this all in. And then we can look back at our dough and see whether it's ready. The color actually helps with the indication of whether it's ready or not. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna actually have to roll this out a little bit more.
I can do it, I think.
Okay, go for it. Okay, don't spread it out this way. What you want to do is to try to concentrate it together in a bowl. Press it down. All right. So we're gonna have it back in the bowl, and then we're gonna cut it into portions we want. Actually, we should roll it. I haven't done this in years as well.
What does a ravioli shape look like? Does it have a...
Well, there are many different shapes. We can do the simple round one or a square one, or we can do a tortellini. You just want to roll this out. Then we will dump it into that pasta roller. Yeah, so we just want to roll through.
Oh, it makes a difference.
A lot.
It feels like a sugarcane machine.
Yeah. Is that what you always think about?
It looks like it.
It's just about food and food. It has to have that kind of same stretchiness as well. All right, you want to make sure that it's constantly powdered up with the flour, so it doesn't jam up in the machine.
Oh. Derek. Excuse me, pasta, please come over here.
Okay, yeah, direct. Cool. Okay, so what we're going to do is that we can correct it.
Oh.
Okay. Right, so this is one skin. We're going to do 3 pieces. Okay, so we're going to... Yeah, one portion.
Portions is it?
Okay, one portion. So you want to mark out the sizes. Okay, tap. So we just want to pump part of this in the center.
Wow, it looks good eh.
So the lobster, you want to tear it. Okay.
It's like fair and square, okay? Every square has 2 pieces of lobster.
Yeah, you need to seal it with egg whites.
Oh.
I use the whole egg actually.
Oh.
It depends on the color. So if let's say your dough itself is actually very
White.
translucent, very white,
Then
you might use the whites.
Use the white.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so what you're gonna do is that you place the other layer on top. Then you start to seal it down. So you want to push from the center out.
Center.
Yeah, because you want to press out the air.
So people eat like one size like that?
Yes. That's why it's very filling. Okay, so you have something like that. Right, so now you have something like that.
That's why you have a good shape of the ravioli.
Yes.
Oh.
The ravioli.
Fragile.
Fragile, huh? So the cooking process and the coloring process are 2 separate processes. So the first step is to cook the ingredient. Then the second part will be the browning, the coloring.
Yes.
When the cooking is done, we crank up the heat by probably another 30 to 40 degrees and then let it burn for about 2 minutes, 3 minutes just to get this nice golden crust that you're looking at. So we're just going to have additional top up of the butter. Nobody ever complains too
then
much
what, it
butter.
will
Yes.
melt because it's like still hot heat.
Yes, exactly. It's my portion. This is my portion. It's bigger, you get smaller, so you get smaller ones. Okay, so the second part of this, to hold this dish together, right, we're gonna have the sauce, right?
Yep.
So here on the side, we actually have a milk sauce, all right? So you can use any full cream milk powder. If you want to use full cream, by all means as well. Other ingredient that we are lacking for now is
Morinagas!
ME4, all right? So this is in the liquid version already, so it's very easy. Just pipe it in. So what we're gonna do is right now, we're gonna froth it up a little bit. Okay, so just be careful when we go. We want the froth. Okay,
Nice
so the bubbles are great. Okay, the water is boiling. We're gonna start with raviolis.
Yes.
For this, it's quite simple. You just really have to focus on cooking the dough because everything on the insides are actually cooked. When you see the ravioli float, they are more or less okay.
Done.
So we just want to cook it through a little bit just to get it a little bit on the translucent side. Okay, so what we're gonna do after this, right? We're gonna strain this out. All right, we're gonna put this raviolis on the pan with the butter. We can actually add a little bit of garnish, with like the stems. The stems are nice and crunchy, gives a nice variance to the textures as well. Okay, we won't forget the lobster.
Oh, wow! Can you guys hear it?
Okay, so we want to.
Hear it first.
Yeah, I can hear this, right? So the lemon actually helps to give us the taste a little bit of lift, right? So it's nicer and it helps to freshen up the lobster as well. And we're gonna put it into the holding area. Yeah, to check for maybe a PCR test, right? We're gonna use what we need here. Okay, we just want to clear, smooth, so all the other stuff, all the gunk, we don't need those. Okay, so what we're gonna do is that with the ME4.
Oh, and then thicken it.
Yes, we can thicken it, right? Right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add also as well as another, the xanthan gum I told you about.
Yeah.
And it gives a nice, again, contrast to the textures here. Down here is crunchy and hard, and down here is nice and airy and floaty.
Oh, it's foamy again.
So after the blend, it's actually thickened up already, so it's almost a nice, sticky texture to it. So we can actually use it to do our plating, which will have to happen very quickly. We're gonna get just the foam.
Oh, only the foam.
Okay, there you go. The foam is beautiful. Okay, so now we are going to make the remaining sauce, all right? So I'm gonna add a little bit of this xanthan gum. So it's basically a binder. And I'm just gonna blend this. So what I want, when I was doing this, designing this recipe, right, I was actually thinking about White Christmas. So we just need little touches of off-whites, you know? Then we have the caviar. Okay, then we end off with a little bit of the dill, just to, you know, like the Christmas hat. Lift it up.
Wow!
We are done. Okay, we just have to do this, and very quickly just pull it down across. You can spoon this fella. You're a flat guy. Yeah.
It's art.
So it's a nice contrast of the colors, red as well as jumps out.
Yeah, you have like green, yellow, and orange.
So it's a very nice Christmas looking dish. Right, very easy to wow. Okay, the dishes are done, so shall we tuck in? I've actually prepared a special beverage for us.
Whoa!
So for starters, we always have wines.
Is that popcorn?
So this is white wine, Pinot Grigio, all right, from New Zealand. And the little bit of difference is that I actually added Eco Plus in this. So I rolled up balls of Eco Plus and infused it together with the white wine. So if you're looking for wines like Chardonnays or Sauvignon Blanc or Pinot Grigio, they have the body good enough to absorb the flavors, the umaminess, the milkiness of the cheese. Okay, I'm gonna start on my ravioli.
Wow.
Okay, we outdone ourselves. Happy? Mine.
Am I a good helper today, at least in episode 2?
Not bad, you tried. So anyway, cheers to this.
Yep.
And,
Yeah, and this.
I'm calling dibs on the last piece.
Alright, and that's all for Cookbook with G episode 2. And if you like this episode, please remember to like, the video, subscribe, and share it with anyone out there. And I know like in this like Christmas season, you're trying to explore a lot of different things. Right? Why not explore some ravioli? And of course, if you want to find out more about Chef Ivan's food, you can always comment down and let us know as well. And we'll see you in the next episode. Bye, and Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas! Cheers!
Cheers! From a stranger to a friend, I'm glad to have met Chef Ivan at the start of my journey of uncovering great recipes using this Morinaga's cheeses. These two recipes have expanded my horizon about the different uses of cheeses. The ME4 cheeses and the Echo Plus cheese. It's something I ought to journal about. Through my interaction with Chef Ivan, I also learned that change is inevitable. And that's why I really admire adaptability to cater to varieties but still sticking to his roots. As we close the year with this festive episode, you know what? Like what Chef said, let's cut the pleasantries. Perhaps it's time to explore out of my comfort zone, challenge myself creatively, and maybe a change of view?